and welcome to Book Talk with Melissa. That's me, Melissa. And we're going to be talking about all things bookish. Alrighty, so first up, I've got some good book gossip for you. That should be happening sometime this year. Oh, and we're into July 2024, the middle of summer. Alrighty, so first up, some Miss Fisher news. If you're a fan of Phryne Fisher, the lady detective from Australia, which there's like a ton of books out there on her, and then also a TV series, which you might have seen, which was awesome. And then there was a movie, which was pretty good. But Carrie Greenwood, the author, is still writing those. And she reported back in December that she was working on a new Phryne adventure. Then in March, she mentioned that the name was Murder in the Cathedral. Then in April, she posted on her Facebook account that she was over 50,000 words on Phryne's new adventure. So taking place somewhere in Bendigo, Australia. Since I've never been to Australia, I had to look up Bendigo. And apparently, it's a former gold rush city about 93 miles northwest of Melbourne and can get as hot as 100 degrees in December, January, and February. So we'll look forward to hopefully that towards the end of the year or maybe early next year. And what else do we have? Oh, yes. Rebecca Yarros published the cover to great fanfare on the Today Show to book 3 of her series that started with Fourth Wing and then went to Iron Flame. And the new one is called Onyx, and you can purchase it now. There's like the deluxe edition with the sprayed edges with little dragon artwork. Yes, gold and black dragons. And if you're a fan of the series, you know who those 2 little dragons are. So quite a few of the bookstores out there, both online and in person, you can pre-order the deluxe one. Also, as we get closer to the release date, which doesn't come out till January 2025, she'll have autograph ones on sale because she did for the other books. So following that, sales pattern, she should probably have them out again too. Let's see what else we got. Oh, yeah. Did you hear that Caleb Carr died? He was the author of The Alienist, which was an amazing book, which came out quite a few years ago. Sort of a Sherlock Holmes murder mystery set in New York City with all sorts of famous characters coming in, like Teddy Roosevelt, people like that. So anyways, he died in March of cancer, but he apparently was supposed to be working on a next Alienist book, and that never happened. Instead, he wrote a memoir about his cats, and in particular, a cat named Marcia, who also had cancer. So it's called My Beloved Monster, Marcia, the half-wild rescue cat who rescued me. And it's just came out for sale a couple weeks ago. So you can read that one. A lot of cat books and dog books out recently. And as you know, we are entering a great political cycle this year, not only in the United States and England and France, India, and a bunch of other countries around the world are having major elections this year. But it seems like every politician in the United States has a book coming out this fall. My guess is because they were probably bored during the pandemic. So more pandemic baby books are certainly seem to be coming out, not only for politicians that write books, but for other authors who wrote a ton during the pandemic. So we have Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan. She's got a book coming out called True Grit, What I've Learned About Life, Leadership, and Everything in Between. She was on Stephen Colbert, the talk show, showcasing her book. So that's out there. Nancy Pelosi's got a new one coming out in August. It's called Nancy Pelosi, The Art of Power, My Story as America's First Woman Speaker of the House. She's got book signings already, selling tickets, so you can go see her talk. Hillary Clinton's got a new book also coming out called Something Lost, Something Gained, Reflections on Life, Love, and Liberty, and that's coming out in September. And she's also doing book lectures, and those are now available to purchase tickets. And let's see, if you're a UK fan, Boris Johnson has a new book coming out in October called Unleashed. The subtitle is something about, I don't know, leadership, honesty, integrity, something like that. So you got to wonder, will he discuss the failures of Brexit, or his massive failures with COVID, or the massive defeats of the Conservatives a couple weeks ago in the UK elections? So we will see what his book has to say. And Tony Blair also has a new book coming out in September. Tony Blair on Leadership, a Practical Guide. And you can pre-order those. And Kate Middleton's brother, James Middleton, has a book out about his relationship with his dog, Ella, the book is called Meet Ella, the Dog Who Saved My Life. And that book is out in September. And it discusses about not only Ella, but how she helped him through depression. Oh, Esquire magazine listed 75 of the best sci-fi books of all time. Yes, of all time. I went through the list, and they had some really good books on there. I was surprised to see some that weren't there, though. I mean, I consider myself a fan, but I only read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the books out of 75. Ugh. All right, yeah. Could have been a little better, but well. I did notice that I had like about 7 or 8 books on their list that I own that I've not read. So, you tend to read what you want to read and what's interesting to you. But let's see. On the list, and I'm sure many of you have read some of these. Red Shirts by John Scalzi. Contact by Carl Sagan, which I read way back years and years ago, which is a beautiful book. The movie is really good with Jodie Foster, but I'd say read the book. A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. I really liked that book when I was younger, and then I read it again a couple years ago and found the kids in there really kind of whiny. So maybe age is a perspective on that one. Let's see. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was listed, which, is such a fun book. And remember to bring a towel. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, on which they're making a movie now or a TV series, something like that coming out. And I mean, it's good. I liked it, but it's not as great as The Martian. So I say, if you're going to read an Andy Weir book, read The Martian, then do Project Hail Mary. They're not related in any way, shape, and form, but they are about space. And Brave New World by Huxley, that was on there that I'd read years and years ago. I wasn't too impressed with that one. Dune also made the list by Frank Herbert. And I read Dune finally last year in 2023 and found it wonderful and amazing. It was just awesome. I wish I'd read it earlier. So who knew? I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. And then I started reading part 2, which I don't even remember the name, and sort of got halfway through that and may or may not finish it. So anyways, I'll leave the Esquire link in the notes so you can take a look and count how many that you've read of the best 75. Let's see. Some books coming out in the coming weeks and months. So the rest of summer and slowly getting us into fall. The Book of Elsewhere by Keanu Reeves and China Melville. They wrote Reeves had a graphic novel come out a few years ago, back in 2021, about a special ops force soldier dude who can't die, who's like eternal. So anyway, he's got a new book based on the graphic novel coming out. So party on there, Wayne. Party on, dudes. Whichever Keanu Reeves one we got here going. And Zadie Smith, I saw, has a new one, of White Teeth fame. She's got a new one coming out in September called The Fraud, and it's set in Victorian England. Good old Hodor, Hold the Wall. Is that too soon for us Game of Thrones fans? Yep, the actor Christian Naran has a new autobiography coming out in August called Beyond the Throne, Epic Journeys, Enduring Friendships, and Surprising Tales. James S.A. Corey of the Expanse series has a new series starting called Captive Wars. It's coming out in September, and it's called Mercy of the Gods. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, Dolly Parton and her sister Rachel Parton George have a family cookbook coming out in September called Good Looking, Cooking, A Year of Meals, A Lifetime of Friends, Family, and Food. Really? Is there anything that Dolly can't do? Do you know she has like a brownie and a cake mix with like Betty Crocker or something? The box is pink. So, yeah, that's pretty fun. Alrighty, let's see what else we got here. William Dalrymple, fantastic author, and he's got an awesome podcast with Anita Anand. He's got a new book coming out called The Golden Road, How Ancient India Transformed the World. Now, the book comes out in England, 608 pages, in September. However, you have to wait until like next year to buy the paper copy, hardcover, I believe, in the United States. However, I did see Amazon and Barnes & Noble listed an ebook version. So you can get the ebook version in September, but you can't buy a paper copy until next year, which is just insane. I mean, a book is out, it's 2024. It doesn't matter where it's published, you should still be able to buy it. Ugh, evil publishers. All right, anywho, so the Golden Road is his newest book, and it's probably going to be a huge bestseller. It's about how India spread its ideas and transformed the world. The book blurb writes, from the largest Hindu temples in the world at Angkor Wat to Buddhism of Japan, from the trade that helped fund the Roman Empire to the creation of the numbers we use today, including the zero, India has transformed the culture and technology of its ancient world and our world as we know it. Dalrymple argues that India is a great intellectual and philosophical superpower of ancient Asia. Dun, dun, dun. So doesn't that sound awesome? It's 608 pages. It should be awesome. So anyways, you can order that now from the UK, and I always recommend buying books when you can, regardless of where it's being published. There are some special editions out there too from various UK bookstores. Alrighty, let's see. What else was I going to tell you today? Oh, yeah. I was going to mention what I'm reading. So I'm reading a few little things here. I just finished up a couple weeks ago the wonderful fourth book called Bitter Waters, but the series is about Dr. Greta Helsing by Vivian Shaw. Greta Helsing, Helsing name, vampires. She inherits her family's highly specialized and very peculiar medical practice in London, set modern currently, dealing with banshees, mummies, and the family staple of vampires. The first couple of books are just wonderful. I do recommend those, starting with number 1. It's called Strange Practice, so you can get a flavor of the characters, and the same characters carry on through 4 books now, but it's an adorable series. Read it. Let's see. Oh, I'm working on a couple books on the Enlightenment. Oh, and my book club. I am in a history book club. We're reading The Age of Wonder, how the Romantic generation discovered the beauty and terror of science. So that's pretty good. What else am I reading? Starting a few little things here and there. Just got a graphic novel in the other day, which I have high hopes for. So, and that's just about it right now. I'm waiting for a few things to arrive. I mean, who isn't waiting for a few things to arrive, right? That's why Amazon stays in business. Alrighty, that's it. So have a great weekend and happy reading, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.